What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you all the details in removing your front and rear wheels off my 2015 Yamaha FJ-09. But this process should apply to all FC, MT, XSR, and Tracer 900 models alike. The only difference being is that some models don't have a center stand, which is pretty nice. So you'll need to use wheel stands to get the front and rear wheels safely and securely up in the air. But with that said, let's get into it. We're going to start in the front. The tools you'll need for the front are a 14mm hex Allen, a 6mm for the pinch bolt on the front axle, a 12mm socket for the front brakes, a ratchet to loosen the front axle, and a torque wrench to put it all back together. Before we get the wheel in the air, you want to crack all the hardware loose, so get the pinch bolt before you get the axle, and then do the brakes, and you'll be off to a good start. I've reassembled the front axle here without the wheel to show you how it all goes together. This is the ABS wheel speed sensor that indexes with this notch, just like that, with a little spacer that goes into the rider's right side of the wheel. And on rider's left, there's a little spacer here that goes into the wheel seal. Just don't miss it. And the axle just threads through. With your wheels out, it's a perfect time to measure and service your brake pads and rotors. I've got a video on servicing these, and I'll link it down in the description down below. Before you put your wheel back in the bike, you want to lightly grease the wheel seals and axle parts with some lithium soap-based grease. I'm using some Red and Tacky by Lucas. A light layer of grease keeps the water away and the rust and corrosion at bay. So do that before you put your wheel back together. Getting the whole wheel back in can be a bit tricky. I've just got the ABS sensor hanging there while I've got this spacer in the wheel, but it's very easy to knock the rider's left spacer out of the way. So be cautious.
With the wheel lined up, lower the front end onto the wheel for easy realignment.
Whoa, so close. There we go. Get it snug. Get the brakes. Your torque specs for reassembly are 47 foot-pounds for the through axle, 17 foot-pounds for the pinch bolt, and 25 foot-pounds for the two brake bolts. Squeeze your brakes to reset your brake pads where they should be, and we're all done on the front. For the rear, you're going to need a 1/2-inch ratchet, a little bit longer one, and a 27mm socket to loosen the rear axle, and a torque wrench to put it all back together. The game plan is, once we pull the axle out, is to shift the wheel forward in the swing arm so we can get the chain off the sprocket and kind of hanging over here. And then you can start rolling the wheel back, being mindful that the rear caliper is aligned with the rear axle. So this will start flopping loose and you won't be able to get the wheel off until you get the caliper out of the way. So you'll have to lift the caliper up and shuffle it over the edge of the swing arm to get it off. Before you remove the rear wheel here, one thing Yamaha tells you is to remove this ABS wheel speed sensor. It protrudes just slightly through to the ABS pickup wheel on the back. And of course, it's a sensitive sensor. So Yamaha will tell you don't get any magnets near the sensor and take it out before removing the rear wheel. But just a little secret between you and me, I've never taken out that sensor when I was changing wheels and I've never had a problem. So shh, it's our little secret. Slide it forward, get the chain off. Chain is out the way. Whip it back a little, kind of do the jig. There you go, you see it's a whole chunk that comes off, and we're free. The rear wheel is very similar to the front. It's got one spacer on the right side, and on the left, there's another larger diameter spacer, but they both should be greased and cleaned to keep the water out and reinstalled. Also good time to lube the axle and clean up your swing arm up and under here. This nub right here on the inside of the swing arm is what indexes with this groove here for the rear brake, because the rear brake moves with the rear wheel adjustment when you tension the chain. So you have to basically get the wheel partially in location, shuffle this in, get it onto the notch so that it can slide back and forth, but you can't put this on until the wheel is roughly in location. There we go. One thing to do before you torque the rear axle on the other side is you want to make sure that the wheel is all the way against the chain slack adjustments, because it can slide back and leave you with an unadjusted chain. So instead what you do, take a screwdriver or something and put it inside the chain here and roll it backwards, make it snug, and then just chock the wheel with a bit of wood. Now the chain is tight and it's pulling the wheel against the adjusters. Of course, check the other side. This is primarily pulling on the chain side. Check the brake side, torque it up, good to go. The torque spec for the rear axle here is 108 foot-pounds, but we'll talk about why that's a little contentious in just a moment. People say the 108 foot-pounds of torque applied to the rear axle is too much because they've seen people on the forums strip or shear their axle when tightening it to the factory spec. The one thing you can keep in mind is that you do not want to grease the threads inside the nut or on the axle when you torque it. Greasing the threads increases the clamp load for the same amount of torque applied to the nut. So you want dry threads, dry nut, and 108 foot-pounds, and you'll be A-okay. Before you put your bike back on the road, check your chain slack, make sure it's within spec. And that spec too is a little bit contentious, so check out my video right here about how to check your chain slack and what you should set it to. And that's a wrap on removing and reinstalling the front and rear wheels of my Yamaha FJ-09. If you like this video, I got more of them. Check out my channel for a playlist of all the FJ-09 maintenance videos I've done. And if you have Yamaha CB3 clutch basket rattle, where it rattles in neutral with the clutch out, I got a solution for you. Check out the link down in the description for inmotiondesign.ca. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, have a good day.